In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to select objects in Photoshop using one of its most powerful and intuitive tools. By the end of this video, you'll know how to quickly isolate objects from your images, which is a game changer whether you're retouching portraits, designing composites, or just removing backgrounds. Let's dive right in. Okay, first things first, we're going to use the Object Selection tool. This tool is a real lifesaver for beginners and pros alike because it makes selecting subjects so much easier than fiddling with manual selections. So, let's find it on the toolbar. You might notice that the Object Selection tool isn't always front and center. It's actually grouped with the Quick Selection tool and the Magic Wand. If you don't see it immediately, don't worry. Just look for the icon that looks like a box with a dotted outline. Here's a neat trick. You can click and hold on the Quick Selection or Magic Wand icon, and you'll see the Object Selection tool pop up in the little menu. Or you can use the shortcut key W to switch between these related tools until you see the correct one. Once you've got the Object Selection tool activated, let's talk about the magic behind the scenes. The Object Finder. This feature uses image recognition, like a mini Photoshop robot that scans your photo and highlights objects it thinks you might want to select. To enable it, head up to the options bar at the top of your screen. You'll see a little switch or checkbox for Object Finder. Make sure that's turned on. This step is crucial because with Object Finder, Photoshop will automatically detect objects as you move your mouse around, saving you a ton of time. Imagine you're in a crowded photo, maybe with people, pets, or random objects. Instead of manually tracing outlines or fussing with selections, Photoshop tries to guess what you might want, which is pretty handy. Now for the fun part, actually selecting your object. Hover your cursor over the item you want to capture and you'll see a pink overlay appear. That's Photoshop's way of saying, hey, is this the thing you mean? Take a moment to check if it's highlighting exactly what you want. Maybe it's a person, a coffee mug, or a car in the background. This overlay isn't permanent. It's just a guide. So don't worry if it only roughly fits at first. If you hover over another object, the pink highlight will move. When you're happy with what's highlighted, simply click. Pow! Photoshop makes an automatic selection around your object, with those familiar marching ants showing you exactly what's included. Now, sometimes Photoshop might get a little over-enthusiastic and select a bit too much, or not quite enough. That's totally normal, especially with complex backgrounds or fuzzy edges. Don't stress. You can always refine your selection later with tools like Select and Mask, or add or subtract from the selection using the options in the top bar. For most clean objects, though, this tool does an impressive job right out of the gate. And that's it. The basics of selecting objects in Photoshop using the Object Selection tool and Object Finder. You'll find this technique super useful for countless projects, and it's surprisingly quick once you get used to the flow. If you found this walkthrough helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. If you've got questions or run into any tricky images, drop a comment below and I'd love to help you out. And don't forget to subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials and tips. I'll see you in the next video.